Wow. Hello and welcome to Miracle Monday. Like M&Ms, used to be my favorite candy. Well, this is M&M Day, Miracle Monday. You are live with Joan of Angels. I'm so happy to see you all. Hello, everyone. Woo! And I'm inviting you into my sanctuary and into my studio tonight. And I'm just so happy to see you. I've moved out into the living room because, first of all, there's a lot of beings in here, a lot of space. You can't tell, but there's a lot of light, except at night, little pockets. Even the art looks like it's alive. And I just wanted to be surrounded by angelic beings. So how is everyone tonight? I'm just so happy to see you guys. And I am talking tonight about Ascension codes, how to raise our vibration and frequency to go to higher ground, which I think is on the mind of everyone. And I first want to acknowledge something. Okay, we are here. It is May 17th, 2021. I feel like I'm channeling that from somewhere. It's an arbitrary time, but it's our time. And we are here, and we have come through an amazing experience in the last year, 18 months. It's just been quite challenging for most people. And so I really wanted to celebrate it tonight with all of my friends. And so what does that mean, celebrate? So you don't need that pillow right there. What do we mean by celebrate? We mean by first acknowledging all that we have gone through this year. All the stress, all the changes in our lifestyle. So let's all join together first and look at the grounded being of where we are now. And guys, I am your hostess, Joan of Angels. And if you are on my YouTube channel or my Joan of Angels, please subscribe, like, and share, especially if you've gotten to the YouTube channel. Because why? It's the only way we reach more people is by growing. So I'm just so happy to meet you all and welcome to my world. All right, so you're here tonight. We're talking about Ascension codes and miracle mastery and miracle makers. And we're probably going to be reading from a completely different deck tonight. So there will be readings, and I'm just ready to take you there. So let's all join together. And, I'm sitting here imagining that you're all with me in a beautiful circle. Okay. And we're all together. So taking a deep breath in. That's right, letting it all out. And then once more, taking a deep breath in, letting it all out. And as we let it all out, imagine our roots going down, 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 down into the center of the earth and going clunk. When it gets down there, good. And continuing to breathe. And now I'm hearing that we want to bring in the celestial energies from up above. So imagining coming down right now from the heavens, into your crown chakra, a funnel, a tunnel of exquisite light energy. That's just activating, awakening, and flowing through each and every one of you. So there, dearest angels, Mother, Father, God, we ask just now that we be able to understand our progress here on this planet. Our progress, our evolution, our ascension, our joys and our tribulations. We ask to have clarity, wisdom, and guidance for the steps that we are to take for our ever-growing journey, for our ever-ascension, for our ever-raising frequencies. We're so glad to see all of you. And so we ask right now for the presence of the Ascended Ones. We ask for the presence of those who have gone before us, those who have cleared the way, those who have opened the doors so that we can step through. We ask that we have wisdom and knowledge and understanding. We ask that we be allowed to let go of anything lower vibrational, anything lesser frequency, anything that holds us back. And going along with me right now, imagine that we're on a set of beautiful, elegant, gracious stairs. These are the stairs to the heavenly kingdoms. These are the stairs to the higher realms. And these are the stairs where our answers lie and where truth be known. So, dearest ones, we ask right now that each and every one of you has an opportunity to look inside your soul, to know what it is that would help you be so bold to take those steps, to take them 2 or 3 or 4 at a time, and to continue on that journey ever upwards. And so it is, and so it shall be. Yes. So, guys, I was doing a lot of thinking today. Yep. So before we get online for Miracle Monday, well, first of all, I don't find the title of the show. The show title finds me. I cannot explain it any differently, but it's not about what I think I should be bringing to you, but it's what I'm being told to bring to you. Now, can you see behind my shoulder here, that painting? By the way, that painting is bright green, not the color it is, but do you see how golden that cross is? And then below it, it's almost like movement of water. Can anyone see that? Is that just me that sees that? Does anyone over here see it? Let me know if you see that, because it's kind of interesting. It's like it's like radiating the consciousness of these interdimensional beings. All right. So as we go through that ascension walk, and as we start to go up the stairway to those heavenly realms, let's pay attention to what we see, okay? And yes, that is the weirdest thing, because there's nothing there, absolutely nothing. It's just a straight painting that goes down below the cross and to the chair there. So there's some kind of energies there, and I don't know. I didn't even see the caps, Deborah, so don't worry. Oh, yeah, and I see it now, and yes. So any speculation about it, any speculation about that energy, that energetics, that's kind of flowing through there, I'd love that. All right, so thinking about what Well, let me backtrack, and I'm going to share with you a story. This was one of my very first contact ascension experiences. I was driving in the car with a friend, my dear friend Alexandra, actually, and I had my eyes shut. We were driving home from contact in the desert, the very first contact in the desert. So it was like 2014 or 2013, one of those years. And as we were driving, and I'm kind of drifting, that dream state, I see myself at the very busy train station. And it's an old-fashioned train station. There's a big train coming. But what I see is that instead of getting into the train, there's also a tube that goes up. So I step in the tube, and the tube goes up, and I come to another platform, and so weird. It's like the sign said left, and I'm standing there, and it's like I realize that everyone's going left. And so I decide, or I'm told, to go right. And so what it was is that the masses of people who are going to get up to the first level are all running to the left. But the ones who are going to the right are the ones that know that they can create their own mastery, that they are on a higher master path. So I turned right, leading to another tunnel or thing that goes up again. But the point was twofold. I had to choose not to go along with the masses of people that were going to the left. I had to choose the way to the right. So what does this tell us? Anyone understand the meaning of this? These are the metaphors or the symbolism, okay? We'll talk about that. Yes, so the metaphors of the symbolism. And so number one is that part of our mastery and our ascension process is knowing who we are and what we stand for and our truth. I knew I wasn't going to the same place as the masses because I knew I had been doing my work. All right. So number one, it's okay. What work do you need to do to be able to know that you're not supposed to turn left, to be able to know that you're going to turn right, and that that's a higher place for you? How does one get into a position where they know those things? Okay. So how I got there is what I want to share with you guys. So the first thing is in letting go. And I say this all the time. Step one, letting go. So I'm going to let go of what I'm saying, and I'm going to let everyone know that I see that you see it. Okay. Yes. Not only that, it's still continuing. Oops, this thing is in the way. See if I can fix that. Maybe I can't. I don't know. Oh, no. God, it's all right there. Ah, look at that. All right. Now I was able, by just turning the screen, to shift the light to purple, which I like a whole lot better. All right. So I found it interesting to have all the light, and I can see that it was coming on like water. And now what we're seeing, there was a heart that was forming around the cross, and now it's all bathed. Guys, when I turn around and I look at the painting, it's green. All right. In fact, Margaret can tell you, if she remembers, that's a green painting. It is not that gorgeous, lush, wow, fuchsia that I think I should run in and paint her that color. Oh my God, it's energy. So when we talk about vibration and what kind of energy, well, we want an energy like that fuchsia color. We want an energy that gives us a feeling of light and bright. So how? Yes. Okay. So number one, and thank you so much for it. I love it when people synthesize what I say down to simple truth. Follow your own path. And this has been the best year to learn what your own path is. So I started off by saying we're coming out of, or still in the tail end of, a very difficult time, both globally, nationally, communally, and personally. We're following our own path and following the path of society, and there have been so many contraindications and so much challenge. And the coronavirus itself means light. It means brilliance. It means corona. It means like that painting behind me where she's fuchsia, but you see the light coming out of her head, right? That's a corona. And we as humans can extend our corona so that people who have eyes to see, who can read your aura, can tell that. Now look, see, Margaret confirms it is green. She has seen it. Trying to get her back here, I think. And we have a really good question. What does the painting mean? And it's so interesting that she's become the center of this session tonight, of this miracle mastery. Number one, first of all, she's changed color. She's in the most heartfelt love color. She is the Queen of Angels, the Queen of the angelic ones. She is calling her people to her in a very calm, soothing way. The cross in her center lights her up, lights up her heart, serves as a beacon of peace and tranquility. She's being infused with that crown energy, which is what we can use to tap into the heavenly realms, the celestial higher realms, the higher dimensions. She acts as a portal and a conduit. And if you were up close to her, you would see that her eyes, not only are they big, but there is so much light and brilliance coming from her. And in a sense, she is an acknowledgement of higher frequencies. So when we are at a higher frequency, which is what it will take to get into those little tubes that I told you about, to get up and off and know you're to go to the right and not follow the masses, it does take raising your own vibrational frequencies from the inside out. And one of the ways, there's so many ways we can do it. We can do it by sound, okay? And my dear friend at Monatomic Music, all of his music is at 436 hertz and above. So we can do it through tones. I'm not supposed to use my tuning fork, am I? Here it is. Okay. So we can do it by tone. So this is a crown chakra bowl. Close your eyes and listen. And if you put your ears close to this, it will literally clear your crown chakra, so more energetics can come through. Why do we want more energetics? So you have more light and wisdom and energy going through. So bowls, and I actually like the crystal bowls better, but I don't have a place for them here that's kind of permanent, nor do I know how to play them. And they take a certain amount of skill, I think. Okay, so that's the first thing. My hairdresser's on here too. I've been thinking of you, Howard. Guys, I have the best hairdresser. He knew everyone from New York. He was a nice guy from Brooklyn, which is where I'm from New York City. And if you want your hair cut and you are in Palm Springs, you go to Howard. He was really great. I am coming back. And Howard gave me a new vibration also. You see, you can get new vibrations everywhere. You get new vibrations when you follow your path and you trust your instincts. And as I keep getting back to you, through this pandemic, through this time of corona, your challenge has been what's called the initiate's path. the path of mastery? Am I going to take the high ground, or am I going to take the low ground? Am I going to go into misery, or am I going to do what I came here to do and be of service in the way I was told? And I probably mentioned it this summer. I started to go a little wonky, and I heard a voice. You know, I always hear this voice, and this is the voice of my guidance and my higher self. And this voice says to me, you know, Joan, remember how you've been noticing you're the only Joan of Angels on the planet? Well, what you don't use, you could lose. And there are other people who are out there who are willing to do the work. Where do you stand, Joan? And this is what I heard. Where do I stand? Am I going to stand for going down? Or am I going to remember who I am and what I came for, what I believe in, and come back and go online? And that's when I started launching my 30-day miracle mastermind activations, where I think some of the best things I have ever done. And I'm going to put the link to it later, but it's on my YouTube now. And it's really some of the best work I've ever done. Why? Because I listened to that voice within. So, and another vibratory frequency upgrade is when we actually follow the inner guidance that we're getting. Now, you may get inner guidance that says, go out in the street, turn right, turn left, and pick up a rock. Now, I don't know what it means. You don't know what it means. But I'll tell you what, if you go and do it, you'll find out what it means. Okay? Ooh. This is so exciting. I have to keep going back to this. Howard says, I'm great. I'm great because I've managed to keep the part exactly the way you have told me to do it, Howard. And you cut my hair so it would hold this new part. And this is part of a new frequency too, your hair. All right. So a purple angel appeared on the lamp and disappeared. Huh. Oh my God. Yes. And so what we're actually seeing is the energy that is coming up from that light. I think the light is over there. No, it's not. No, there's no light under that chair. Okay. The light is over there next to it, but not underneath it, coming up like that. I think we are in the midst of a mystery. Okay. All right. So moving right along, how you handle where you're going. So I want to get to the next level of this ascension so that you can think about it when I do your readings tonight. Okay. And I'm actually going to read out of another deck, and anyone who wants a reading, put down that you'd like a reading and put down your question. I very rarely have answered questions, but tonight I'm feeling brave, courageous, and bold because I've been taking some classes and I just feel like, okay, I'm going to test myself. All right. So put it all down there. All right. Now, the next level of ascension. What does it mean to be an ascended being? Because you see, these codes are activated within you. They're not activated. They're not from, how do I explain this? We're going to activate them today by making you aware of them before I do the reading, okay? So that you can resonate with it as to even what you need to do, okay? So to get to these ascension levels means not only does our vibration have to change, but what we stand for has to change. And I know that may sound strange, but the qualities of that higher vibrational being are different than our everyday qualities. And I learned this from my dear extraterrestrial friend, Yvonne. He is a tall white from the Zeta Reticuli planet. He comes to me to talk to people. In fact, look at this. Just the way I have him, his whole center is being lit up by whatever lights are running around the house today. Okay? Light energy. I had Terry Angel here 2 years ago, and she ran around the house with a ghost detector. She said it was an energy angel detector, but it was a ghost detector. Well, it was an energy detector. Okay, what is a ghost? It's energy. So it was an energy detector, and she was running around the house checking the energy, and there was so much energy around each of the paintings. Okay, so now there he is. He's getting lit up again, but not in his heart like it happened before. So that tells me he wanted us, that was real, because I don't see that light in his heart. Now, do you see how his head moves? Yvonne's whole body will move sometimes. If he's in a session with me or with other people, and one night I had him on the show, and I put him behind the computer, and when I shut the screen down, turned off the computer, I looked and his head moved, and I saw it in space. Now, why am I showing you this? What are the qualities that, and I want you to write this down. I want to see your comments. What are the qualities? If you were an extraterrestrial, what kind of higher qualities would you have? Because when we leave our third dimension and we want to go up to the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension, the 12th dimension, it ain't this body. It ain't this consciousness. It is the one we're creating as we start to think in higher terms. So what is the consciousness of an extraterrestrial? And I don't call him alien. I actually call him an extraterrestrial star being, because they have a vaster consciousness than we do. So one of the things about extraterrestrials is that they're telepathic. So would you be telepathic? Is that one of the qualities that you would resonate with? And Spirit told me to encourage each and every one of us to write down what are those qualities of me as an ascended being. So Patricia, you might say one of it is that I dive into the mysteries. One of the qualities I have is a seeker of truth and knowledge. One of the qualities I have is that I am an empath, and I know. One of the qualities I have is that I have a high vibrational antenna that's tuned into everything that's going on around me. I have innate wisdom. And let me explain this to you. Just share a little tidbit. I was reading, I think it was about the Syrians, and they were talking about the personalities of the Syrians and the qualities. And one of the things that struck me is that they were saying that all of their teachers are some of the highest spiritual, wise beings on their planet. Now, contrast that to what we have here. We may have lovely teachers, and a few of them probably excel to be wise spiritual beings, but they're not deliberately chosen because they're wise spiritual beings. But on another planet, all right, in another place, they would be. So because teachers are teaching the young, they should have the highest of consciousness. They should be the ones that hold a higher consciousness of love and light. So what else would you expect from yourself as an expanded superpower extraterrestrial being? Maybe a consciousness of gratitude all the time. A consciousness of miracles. Like that, she's a miracle. I swear, she is a living thing right now. The consciousness of miracles. Maybe it's the consciousness of love. Maybe it's the consciousness of doing what makes your heart sing, so that you're in that state of alignment and bliss and joy. But the questions are, what in your consciousness would you shift to move into that higher state of frequency? We are moving as a planet into what they call the Ascension times. There will be an increase in people who are not ascending, who kind of remain more in a 3D world. and more souls will be passing. And that's just the time that we are in this Corona time. We're in a 5-year of freedom that comes with responsibility and mastery, or it comes with restrictions and pain and suffering. You can choose freedom, or you can choose to learn the lesson of restriction until you understand that you need to cut through that to be free. So we're asking you to meditate on those qualities of you, okay? Those qualities of what it would take and what you would be like. So for instance, here, follow your own path. So that's knowing your truth. And I would add listening to the voice of the divine, listening to that voice that comes to you, that tells you who you are and what you're here to do. Okay? All right. So we're going to intersperse this now with your readings. So, all right. Well, that's a really beautiful question, Patricia. What is your next step? Boy, I didn't pull a card for you, but what I saw was the Fool in the tarot deck. So those of you who are familiar with the tarot deck know that the Fool in the traditional deck is about to stand out into nothingness, okay? He's about to take a step off the mountain. Light is appearing everywhere, guys. This is actually because we raised the vibration in this sanctuary all week. And boy, it is really manifesting. And she is alive with light. All right, we are alive. And take this in. So, Patricia, for you, it's like your next step is the one that's the scariest, because you are on that edge of that mountain like the Fool in that deck. And it is all about trust. I don't need to pull your card, honey. It is about trust. You're concerned that, oh my God, I may fall down there. But Spirit says, remember, the Fool is the beginning of the deck. And if he fell down there, then the rest of it is a series of coming up. So it's all about belief, and it's all about mastery and trusting where you're going. All right, okay. And this is good. It's a good thing I pulled the card for you, because it's about collaborative dreaming. And so I know that you work with other people. You've been designing programs and events. All of that is what they call collaborative dreaming. Isn't that a beautiful word? I love that. So let me know, Patricia, down in the comments if that sits with you, if there's some truth in that, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Yeah. All right. Perfect. I'll look. I want to know how that sits. All right. There's my dear friend, Lisa. Hello, beautiful one. There's something about your name. It's almost like I'm seeing palaces rising up. I don't know. All right. So, Lisa, it's about your inspiration, divine inspiration. And remember, guys, this is for everyone. In fact, maybe we're all like the Fool at the beginning of the deck. Divine inspiration to flow through you. And also, isn't that interesting? But to be divinely inspired is one of the qualities of the ascended ones, of the ascended masters, and of the highest of beings that we want to radiate like. Why? Because if we want to get there, we actually have to raise our vibration to lift up to them rather than expect them to come down to us. Now, they may love us, but why do we expect them to come down to us? Our vibrational frequency is lower. And when I first began painting the angels and putting them in my angel loft, they told me that the angel loft, I was able to see people's wings and hear and channel the angels because the vibration was so high because of all the art. And so tonight we have a kind of like a manifestation of some of that light through this fuchsia color. So being divinely inspired, Lisa, will take you to your next level. And actually, that's true for each and every one of you. When you are coming from divine inspiration, look, we have all this light shining tonight. I'm going to tell you, I'm at about 100 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm at 10 million on a scale of 1 to 1,000. That's how I'm feeling, so divinely inspired. When I come on to Miracle Monday, the idea that you show up on Miracle Monday for me and share it out is a miracle. And I'm in gratitude. The fact that I get to share my wisdom with you or my teachings and you want to hear it is a miracle. It makes me more divinely inspired than ever. So be inspired about who you are. Be inspired about the gifts you share. And this is for everyone. Getting up to those other realms or even connecting with my Avon, we need to resonate at that other level. So divine inspiration. Absolutely. And when I paint, I am always divinely inspired or I can't paint. So as a human, my painting is horrible. Or so I think. But when I get infused, then I don't even know what I'm painting. It comes through and they look pretty good. And that happens with the other art too, with the computerized digital art. All right, so now here is my dear friend Margaret. Margaret will tell you again that that's a green painting. And as a matter of fact, she's seen a lot of the art here. Margaret, love. So I'm still feeling a heaviness, like you can move, but not as much as you want to move. And you don't like that feeling. That feeling is something that's like being stuck. So there's a feeling of stuckness that I'm picking up. And through July is what I hear. And if that feeling is stuck, now remember, that's not a high vibrational feeling. So we want to shift it into a higher frequency. So what happens when we're stuck? When we're stuck or not moving forward, we're also in a place where we can dive in. We can unravel what's going on. We can learn how to unstick ourselves right from where we're at. As what happened this year with the pandemic, because you couldn't go anywhere. So the key to the pandemic was driving inside, unsticking those places inside. And honestly, pure freedom comes still from the inside out. And I swear she's like shivering, shimmering even more. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I just love these lights. And I see things. It's like you can see the angel on the counter over that. That is a real little angel. So it's not just an angel being. There is an angel there. It's in the truth of disclosure, guys. So Margaret, the Sacred Traveler card for you. Of course, new birth. And guard vigilantly. Wow. So, and there's a butterfly on her wing. So I said July, that's the timing that I see, but new birth. But most important, guard you. Take care of your back. Okay, I'm hearing. And again, guys, this is for each and every one of you. I was online with a medical intuitive today, and she was reminding me that she protects herself wherever she goes, from the moment she leaves the house till the moment she returns. She has crystals on her to clear her energy and keep her safe. We are undergoing spiritual warfare on the planet, so guard vigilantly your thoughts, your desires, your goals, your dreams, and sometimes your money, and your freedoms. Guard your freedoms. That's an important one. So take a look at what you value and what you hold dear. Okay? So I hope that helps, sweetie. Let me know. I always like to, let's see. See, now I put him up there, so then I have to find it again. So let me know how that is for you, Margaret. All right, here's Rowena. Do you see me using my gifts? Didn't I don't know. I have a feeling about answering this before. Or maybe it was on a show with, I don't know. Yes, I do see you using your gifts, honey. The question you might ask is, do you see you using your gifts? All right. That is the question. And here's the answer to that. In order to use your gifts, you have to start using them. So, how do I explain that? When I decided that I needed to really find out if I could do readings, I hopped on a plane, went to Costa Rica, set myself up in a restaurant, charged $15 for 15 minutes, and I did readings. Did I know I could do them? Not necessarily, but I was willing to take the chance. Okay? So it's about you using your gifts. You using your gifts. Do I see that you can? Yes. But for you, it's like a door. You have to open the door. Trust yourself. But before you start using your gifts, they are saying it's time for you to do some restoration and replenishing. So sit down when we're done, do a little meditation, feel energy restoring to you, take a nurturing drink, and then ask your guides, your angels for help in using your gifts and in determining what your gifts are. Now, I have a class, an intuition class on my Facebook page, not on my Facebook page, on my, where is it? Oh, on my website, there is an intuition class. And in the fall, I'll be doing a live intuition class also, which is about how to use your gifts and what they are. So that's really important. So thank you so much for asking. All right. Now, let's see. So I hope that helped, hon. And restore and replenish. Lisa. Whoa, am I with the right person now? Well, in that one, here's what I did here. I'm looking for my pendulum. I'm not going to stand up. It should have been here. Pendulum. No, I'll take this one off my neck. But I will say this. Spirit says that sometimes if you have to ask, then it's a sign that there are things you're not certain with. All right? Because when we have that aha yes, then we don't actually have to ask an intuitive or Joan of Angels if this is the right person for me, because we know it. Okay? Now, the Native Americans say that a relationship, they don't talk about relationships or marriage. Okay? They talk about walking the path together, taking the journey together. And they mean, I'm on my trail here, you're on your trail here, and we walk together. I don't hop on your path. You don't knock me off of my path or have me carry you. We walk together. So that's kind of what they say about relationships. So my question to you, Lisa, is do you feel that when you walk your path with him, that you are going where you want to go in your life? Do you feel that when you walk your path with him, that he's walking his path and both of you are equal partners walking this road? When you're with this person, do you feel that this person supports your dreams and your values? Because that's important. And on a scale of 1 to 10, How do you feel when you're with that person or when you leave that person? Because that is also important to know. So, for instance, you might be all excited about seeing them, and then you notice that you feel pretty crappy when you're with them. Or it might be the other way around. But these are things you are going to have to learn for yourself. Now, I did pull a card for you. I'm not trying to be hard on you, honey. It's a 44, which is spiritual mastery. Oop, all the cards just fell down. Okay. Visions of life beyond death. So I'm going to interpret that to mean that does he have a high, or I don't know why I say he, does this person have a higher spiritual vision that you can align with? Are their values aligned with yours? And as you can see, I put it right back to you. Now, love is all around us. I feel love right now from all of you. In fact, I also feel love looking behind me at all this art that's doing such an amazingly unique thing tonight. No wonder I came here. Look at that, all that light around me. So it's up to you to know that. All right. And you may need to make some adjustments with your career. And I don't know quite what that means, but it's not quite aligned, but you would know what that is. So again, you could, the same questions we asked about this person are the same questions we can ask about our career, guys. Does being in this career make my heart sing? Does being with this person make my heart sing? Does doing this work, the clients I see, the office I'm in, does it leave me feeling inspired or dead as a doorknob? In fact, maybe that's why visions of life beyond death. Wow. So those are all, and I know it's hard when the reader puts all the questions back to you, but I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher more than I'm a reader, honey. I'm a spiritual wisdom luminary guide for all of my friends. So you ask those questions and then come back to me. Love you dearly. Okay, love the alien. Okay, yeah, so we're going to remind you that he's a star being. And he's a star being. He holds a very high consciousness. And I can tell that some of you actually needed to see him tonight. So you know that the U.S. government is revealing the truth about extraterrestrials on the planet. I just caught something from 60 Minutes last night. Extraterrestrials have been seen on our planet for thousands of years, but very recently, many since the 40s on up to now. And the government's in quite a pickle because they have hidden this from us. And they are walking among us. They don't look like us, or some of them do. Hybrids. Yes, there are extraterrestrials that look like us. There are hybrids that you can tell by their eyes, but there are also all sorts of other kinds of beings. This ET, this tall white, usually does not come out to be seen among public, although I do hear that they have a hidden underground. Oh, of course. Okay, so they are around Indian native lands and the military bases. And also, I've been told that they love casinos. They're very, very tall, by the way. They love casinos, and there's usually an underground entrance way for them to come and go so that they're not really noticed that much, but you can notice them. And the reason I stopped was twofold. Last summer, I saw a tall white in my backyard. Where is he? He was all white, though. Avon is an ambassador. That's why he's wearing a gold robe. The one who came was all white and didn't have a crystal in his crown. He told me that he came from 29 Palms. That's the military base up behind, 50 miles up the road, but not so far over the mountain. How did he get here? He got here, and what he described was a saucer a little saucer taxi. Yep, they have saucer taxis. And he came because I was in a different vibrational frequency. I was in a plant medicine ceremony, which I will talk about in my shows, my 420 Spiritual Living, my Wednesday shows. And if you want to know more about that, I will tell you at the end. And they came to see who was in that vibrational frequency. So, Lisa, this is very important. One of your qualities, perhaps as an ascended being, might be that you are telepathic and you can hear what others are thinking in their brains. That's not a foregone thing. It's something very common among higher dimensional beings. They know what you're thinking, okay? Truth and justice, intuition. Yes, truth and justice is you. And it is you. Absolutely. Okay, my move to Wyoming. Oh, you moved to Arizona, leaving Wyoming behind. Well, I don't know exactly what your question is, but I would say you're going to be a whole lot happier in Arizona than you are in Wyoming. Let's just say there's less gremlins in Arizona. And hopefully you're going to be free after the summer or during the summer to do that. And the thing about Wyoming is that, so what I heard was it was almost like a lesson beyond time. It was a distortion of other lifetimes and a lesson beyond time. But yes, the guides say you should leave it behind. Everything. All right, we'll pull a card for you, though, because this is the Sacred Traveler deck, and we will see what the guides have to say for you about it, okay? Well, it's about being the Sacred Fool. So, when I think of the Fool, like when I pulled the card for Patricia before, and before I pulled it, I said, I see you like the Fool. The good news about the Fool is fools tread where wise men won't go. All right. I'm sure I botched that. But a fool will dance to the music and do it without thinking about it. And oftentimes those are spirit driven. So be the Sacred Fool. 4 is also the number of solid foundation and grounding. So it's really about finding that place where you can ground for sure. All right, I hoped that answered your question. All right. Yes. Okay, so good. So, Lisa, you're answering our other question. As an ascended being, I would be more highly intuitive and more empathic. And we're going to talk to you about my class coming when it comes up again in the fall, because that's really the key. How do I become more highly intuitive and empathic to trust what I'm hearing? Oh, and that gets me to something I've totally forgotten about, guys. I am going to be, I can't believe me. I am speaking on this Friday, and it's a free conference. I'm speaking at 10 a.m. Pacific time, ascensionconference.com. I think that's it. It's put on by Portal to Ascension. Hello. Okay. Did I spell it right? Ascensionconference.com. And as I said, it's free. It's a 4-day conference, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Very many famous speakers. I don't know if you know Tricia McCannon, Laura Eisenhower, Brad Olson. In fact, I introduced Laura. I introduced Tricia McCannon. I interview Celestine Starr, who is amazing. And I do my own presentation, 10 a.m. Friday morning, Pacific time. So 1 o'clock if you're in East Coast time. So I would love it if you join me. That would just make me feel so good. Okay. So see, highly intuitive, and she had to remind me. And why I'm at that, I'm also going to tell you about my 420 spiritual living show that's on Wednesdays at 4:20 Pacific time. Now, why am I doing a 4:20 show? I'm doing a 4:20 show because as a doctor of chiropractic and as an angel channel, I have discovered that plant medicine is highly effective in helping bridge the gap in consciousness. Number one, it's highly effective in breaking down and healing your wounds energetically, your dysfunctional heart, broken hearts, sorrows, okay? Number three, medicinally, they're using it for addiction recovery in the most outrageous of ways. And four, they're using it for medical care, plants that can align and heal your body, heal your mind, heal your soul. So my show, 4:20 Spiritual Living, which was channeled a couple of years ago when I was activated, that show is going to bring in all sorts of people on sort of like a lifestyle that's based on raising your consciousness. You don't have to use plants. You don't have to use any of those plants, but it's how these plants can awaken, or how we can awaken our soul into our destiny. So I have this Wednesday, I have Bree Wolf, she's extraordinary, and she's been on The View, and she does, you can look her up, she does plant medicine ceremonies with cannabis. She does psychedelic ceremonies with not just cannabis, but also shrooms, but she does it as a yoga instructor to help you heal your heart and raise your consciousness. So she and I love talking, and she's agreed to be on my show on Wednesday. Where do you find the show? Okay, you can find the show on my YouTube channel, YouTube. And it's Joan of Angels. Okay? So you can find the channel there, and that's where it's being live streamed. Or you can find it on my other group, 4:20 Spiritual Living. Or for a few more weeks, hello. Look how I multitask. I'm so good at this. My Joan of Angels Facebook page. Okay? And I hope you do show up. It was a great show. I interviewed Stephen Gray last week, who wrote the book. He's the most famous one on cannabis spirituality. Regina, how do you hear the voice? Well, that takes time. So we're not going to really discuss it today, but if you want to work with me, reach out and we can work on that together. And I talk about it a lot. I also, on that YouTube page, have under the Mastermind Meditation playlist, I have how to hear your inner voice, how to listen to those guides. So go listen to that and then let me know if that helps you. Good. All right. I have the same reading question, my next step. What is my next step? So the guides had a funny answer. They just said, well, tell them your next step is the thing you heard in your head. All right. So oftentimes we hear things. So when I do readings for people, and I do a lot of readings, what I hear the most is this. You just confirmed what I was thinking. Now I know it's accurate. So the question is how do you learn to confirm that voice you're hearing so that you don't actually have to have an outside person like me confirm it for you? All right. So my guides have said you've actually been told the next step. So the next step for you is to listen. It's called conscious connecting. So when we're done, sit down, do that breathing exercise I did in the beginning. Ask to let go of anything that keeps you from connecting to your guides. Have a pen and paper and ask that very same question. What is my next step? And then pay attention to what you hear, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Listen, when they told me to paint angels, 30 of them, they were very clear. We ain't going to tell you nothing else until you do it. Because why should we waste our energy and I don't know, that's a weird thing, waste. I guess I don't think of it as angels wasting your energy on me, but they go, like what they said to me last summer, Joan, there's other people willing to do this. We'll help you to do this. We're not going to help you to not do it. We'll help you to do this. Okay. So that is the question for you. Okay. So now we go to the part that I like, which is the confirmations. So being an intuitive here on Facebook, it's not like I'm getting all the answers. I'm not, my best way of doing readings, which totally, had to go out the window this year, is sitting with you and holding your hand. That's my number one favorite. I had to move to the feeling of doing it on Zoom and holding your hand. And those are good readings too. But now I have to do the feeling of you're in my living room, energetically holding my hand. All right. So I appreciate that. Yeah, just go. Just let go. Collaborative dreaming, honey. And they're showing me you're going to be held. You're going to be held. Okay. Trusting. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Got it. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Well, what does that mean? What about Mr. Right? Is it Mr. Right or Mrs. Right? All right. Is there a Mr. or Mrs. Right for each and every one of us? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Again, this is all about, remember I said ascension codes. Relationships are all about the compromises you're willing to make or not make. All right. So ascension codes mean that what do I stand for? What's important to me? What are my values? And is this person next to me aligned with those values? Or do I have to make excuses for them? Honestly, this is on us. Because on us, it goes, if I'm holding out for Mr. or Mrs. Right, then these are the qualities that I want this person and this relationship to hold. Integrity, honesty, trust, spiritual, fascinating, intellectually satisfying. Those are higher qualities. Love that's unlimited, that's unconditional. They may not like what I do, but they love me. They don't put me down. So I'm going to say, again, Mr. Right or Mrs. Right is the one that has the values, smells the way you want them, and has the values that you can live with. That's your answer, the higher values, because the wrong relationship will bring your vibration down. You won't be your own Mrs. Right again. You won't feel Mrs. Right. So Mr. and Mrs. Right is the one who makes you feel like Mr. or Mrs. Right also. Okay. Well, there's Canella. Well, you get a reading too. I don't know why you think you're going to get away without a reading. My dear friend Canella, she lives across the freeway. And wow. And Canella is definitely a heart person. And the card I pulled for her is beyond the mind, the heart beats. Okay. And with my dog, okay, I had a dog named Bear. And I would come home and I'd come up to Bear. He was a chow chow, a very wise and kind of a reticent dog. I would put my forehead on his forehead, third eye to third eye, heart to heart. And that is beyond the mind. So when I say unconditional love, unconditional values, it is beyond the mind and it is where the heart beats. So that is another value, Lisa, for you and for Canella and for all of you. So my intention is that these readings should be for all of us, okay? That we learn to trust and have faith, belief in freedom, like she's writing the rest of the talk, fabulousness, that we all should look fabulous, by the way. Up. And let's see, how do I find my gifts? Well, we're going to talk about that. Okay, maybe that's the title of next week. How do I find my gifts? Guys, I do soul awakening sessions, which help you remember who you are and why you're here. And I also have a new thing now where I'll do a 15-minute focused question. So, and those are fun too. 15 minutes goes very fast. All right. Now, when I leave, it gets harder and harder to leave. When I'm with them, I hear the song. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. We dare. 30 plus years ago, we have a daughter and grandson. We got back together about 18 months ago. So, Lisa, that's your answer. And Spirit wanted you to have that answer from inside of you. It doesn't do any good. I've had people tell me that so-and-so is my soulmate, and honest to goodness, they smelled wrong. They didn't even feel right. And then I would find myself making excuses for them because the psychic had said they're my true love. I don't ever want that to happen. I want you to know just what you said here, that this is true, that when I'm with them, I laugh, okay? I have these experiences. I hear this song. I feel it in my heart, my mind, my spirit, and my body. So keep going. Yes, and it can be even better. Give each other the freedom to step into your higher selves, okay? I love you all so much, guys. All right. I'm just going to scroll up. Here it is. Lisa had a dog named Bear, and mine was a Chow Chow mix. All right, Lisa, you're going to be the last reading that I do. You just got in here in the skin of time. What does that say? I decline the experience. Can you write out what that is? I don't know what that means. I say yes to true love. I say yes to happiness. I say yes to health, wealth, and happiness. I say yes to those things that raise my vibrational frequency and that bring me peace and joy. I say yes to those things that uplift the planet. I say no to things that lower my frequency. I say no to people that want to make me feel bad or guilty. I say no to foods that I know that are going to make me sick. I say no to drugs that will make me ill or have side effects that I don't want, okay? I say no to anything that's forced on me. Let's say that, okay? All right. But I say yes. Oh, and here's the card I pulled. Releasing the dark wound. Let love live. LLL. Let love live. Isn't that interesting? So when we say yes, by the way, to things, yes opens up love, opens up life. So release things that no longer serve and let love live. That goes for all of you tonight, guys. Let love live. Say yes to life. Let's say no to no. Let's say yes. How do we get to higher ground, guys? We say yes, yes, yes. Yes to love. Yes to values. Yes to a boost from spirit. Yes to live, laugh, love. That is probably the final word of this program. So, guys, did you like the program? Let me know if you liked it. I would really like to know, and what you liked about it. Erin, honey, I don't know. I sort of missed you. God, when I'm about to say goodbye, I always feel bad when I caught the one person that I didn't read for. But your card is trust yourself, hon. Trust, trust, trust. So live, laugh, love, and trust ourselves are the messages for today. All right, guys, the real message is this. Start to think about who you really want to be, how you want to radiate and shift your vibration as you really start working, ascending, as you're really coming through this grand initiation and onto the other side. What values do you ascribe to? Who are you? Where do you want to go? And who do you want to be? I'll see you all next Monday at 7, but I hope I see a lot of you on 420 Spiritual Living this very Wednesday at 420. I just love that. I get so excited when I see that. I play it for me. Makes me live, laugh, and love. LLL. All right, guys, have an LLL week, and I'll see you all back next week. Love, love, love.